Thanks for tuning into the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the car market and how the car market's crashing. So this is going to be some really good news for some of you that need to get a car right now. Now, I know I'm probably going to get some comments saying that interest rates are going to go lower and that if you can wait, car deals are going to get better. But the point is, the car prices have come down big time already. So it's not a bad time if you are in a situation that you have to get a car right now. Now, we are predicting interest rates to go down. Hopefully the Feds do that. And if they do start cutting rates, that is going to make affordability easier, because if you can finance a car at a lower interest rate, you're going to get a lower monthly payment. But guess what? Interest rates have come down a little bit. Okay. I've been seeing some good deals at the car dealership. If you follow me or you've seen some of my videos, you know I do Toro. So I'm constantly at the car dealerships. I'm constantly keeping up with how the car market is. And I also have friends and coworkers and things that come to me when they want to get a car. So I'm always finding out basically, what's going on. And rates have come down. Back in COVID and stuff, people were getting new cars at 8, 9, sometimes even higher interest rates, crazy rates. And I'm seeing people, as long as you have good credit and stuff, getting used cars now at 6% and things like that. So interest rates are coming down already. If you're buying a brand new car, some of the manufacturers are doing great deals. You finance with them. Like, for example, if you finance with Ford, Ford's doing some great interest rates on some of the cars they want to move. Some has 1.9, some 3.9. So there's already great interest rates on some of these new cars that you don't even have to worry about future rate cuts. And they're adding discounts on the car, which back in the day used to be you either get one or the other. You didn't get both. Now you get both. Why? Because cars are not selling as much. They're sitting at the lots longer. And this is also happening with the used market. So some of you will say, hey, I really want to get that fully loaded pickup truck or SUV, minivan, whatever it is. And it might be priced too high brand new, even with the discounts. But now with the used market coming down, these cars are taking big hits from new now. So you can go ahead and maybe get that fully loaded car only a year old with low mileage. Back in the day, I used to say, usually you find a car that was a year old with low mileage, and sometimes it'd be the same price as new, which that could still happen depending on the car you're getting. But there's situations now, especially on trucks, where you're actually saving money on this 1-year-old car with low miles. So it just depends, of course, on the one that you're looking at. But we're going to look at some examples. So let's go ahead and go on Auto Trader, and I'm going to show you some of the trucks. I know some of you are like, well, I'm not into trucks. And the reason I picked the pickup trucks is I seen some good deals on them, because I have a coworker actually that wants to get a Chevy Silverado. So if you're looking to get a Silverado, I'm going to show you some good deals if you're in the Florida area. But even if you're not looking for a Chevy Silverado, you can just see this as an example how prices are going down. You can look up any car, right? One of my favorite websites is Auto Trader. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't make anything by saying this. It's just one of the websites I use that I'm familiar with and I like using. So we're going to go on Auto Trader. I'm going to show you how you can find a car, right? So make, model. Now, I always go to the advanced search to put more options. And what's going to be important, you're going to want to put in your zip code. You're going to put in your zip code and how far you're willing to travel. So I'm just going to put 25 miles. I'm not going to put it too far, but again, you can put whatever miles you want, however far you're willing to travel. Also, when it comes to maximum price, you can, put your budget in there. So that way you're not looking at cars that are over your budget. You're looking at exactly what you can purchase and things like that. So that's a nice feature. So for this truck example, I have a buddy at work, wants to get a Chevy Silverado. We talked about what he's kind of looking for budget-wise. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use what he's looking for to make this video. So I'm going to click on truck. I'm going to make it Pacific. That way I'm not, and again, you can do this with anything, right? You can do this with a sedan, a minivan, an SUV. You can put the make and model. And the cool thing is, if you want to compare, let's say you're thinking about getting an Expedition, like an SUV, right? And let's say it's an Expedition, but you also like the Chevy Tahoe, and you want to compare prices and things like that, you can select more than one car. So where it goes make and model, you can put in this example, let's say the Ford Expedition, and you can add also Chevy Tahoe. So then everything that you'll pop up will be Ford Expedition and Chevy Tahoe, which is nice. And you can compare the both of them. But in this case, I'm not going to do all that because I know already that he just wants a Chevy Silverado. But see now how it popped up, add another vehicle. This is what I'm talking about. If I wanted to, I can add Ford F-150. If you're wondering about me, I like all trucks. I like the Tundras. I like the Ford F-150, which is what I have. I like the Rams. I like Chevy Silverado. So I like them all. I think they're all nice. So a little bit how you can work the website. And again, it has a ton of more things. You can make it very specific, so you don't have to feel like you're wasting your time looking at vehicles that are not going to catch your interest. And you can even put in keywords. So let's say you do want a truck and you want it to be lifted and you only want to look at lifted, you would just type in lifted. Or if you wanted to have a sunroof, put in sunroof. Or you wanted to have leather seats. So if there's something very specific you want, some people want it, it's a sunroof might be a big deal to them. I know some people don't like sunroofs and some people love them. Some people have talked to me and say, I want a car with a sunroof. It has to have a sunroof. We'll go ahead and put that in there. If you don't want a sunroof, no problem. But this is the keywords is useful for things that it's a must have on your vehicle. That way you're not even wasting your time looking at cars that don't have the must have. But this is going to give me an opportunity to start showing you these price drops, right? And there are two very specific ones, and hopefully they're still available for this example, that were on, I found them on Auto Trader. I could technically just go to the page, and actually I already found one. So right here, this is at the Lexus dealership, and it's a used 2023 Chevy Silverado. So it's a year-old truck. To me, it's practically brand new because it only has 2,548 miles, right? So basic, I know it's not brand new with 0 miles, but it's basically new. 2,000 miles, not even ready for its first oil change. And I checked the Carfax, which that's very important. It was a one-owner vehicle. Doesn't say it was in an accident or anything. So important things to look at. And see, you got the vehicle history report, which we can click on and see the whole thing, see if the vehicle's been serviced, things like that. But it says no accident, one owner. It's even letting us know no recalls. And you can click that blue link there and get a better detail on it. It's letting you know that the factory warranty is 3 years, bumper to bumper, 36,000 miles. That's the most common. Most cars have that. Now, there are cars out there that have 4 years, 50,000 miles. Lexus has it, BMW, and there's probably others, but those just come to my mind right now. And you may be wondering, okay, why is this truck a good deal? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into, this is how you're seeing that the market has definitely changed and changing. Where I might have to actually go on the website, but there's because I looked at this truck on Auto Trader and then I also went to the website. It might be actually on the Carfax. So let's pop it up. Now you actually get to see the Carfax in good detail. Let me see where. There it is. Perfect. Original window sticker. I always like to look at this, right, to see how, what's the difference from used to new, right? So this truck at the dealership, they were asking $71,145 because it's a high country. It's a fully loaded truck, right? So it has all the options, and it's even a diesel, so it has a little bit better MPGs. So if I was going to Chevy right now, that'd be the window sticker. Now, yes, you're right. They'd probably be offering an incentive right now to buy them because the trucks are not moving as much. But for 71, they might be, if they're very aggressive, they'll probably bring it down to 63. And then a lot of these car dealerships, they're the brand new ones, they started doing these paint protections and things like that, that I call them bump stickers. They're going to try to add. So they're probably it's going to be like 65,000 plus. Now I could be wrong. This is just from my experience, a pretty good estimate. If I could go to Lexus, and I'm familiar with that Lexus dealership here, they don't do the dealer fees. They don't do these bump stickers. They don't do these reconditioning fees. Now, things could always change, but as of I know, they don't do all that. So it's basically going to be the 52.5 plus the taxes and a transfer tag or a new tag, right? That's a big difference. So you can drive a fully loaded truck, just a year old with only 2,500 miles, and look at the difference from MSRP. So in this deal, that's a great deal. And that's what I'm seeing more. Bigger discounts on cars, car prices coming down. Why? Because dealerships are having a hard time moving them. If you have to buy a car right now, that's good for you. Because a lot of people say, oh, keep waiting till, some people got to buy a car right now. That's the truth. And it's not a bad time. When things are booming and the economy's booming and they're selling cars left and right, that's not the best time to buy a car because they're having no problem selling a car. And I get it. Sometimes you have to buy a car in that market if your car was in a total accident, total loss, whatever the situation is, sometimes you have to buy a car in those type of markets. But when the market like it is now, things are slowing down, dealerships are having difficulty selling the cars, that's when you can come in and get yourself a great deal, right? When they start cutting rates and rates start to go down, the economy is going to start to get better, which, we want it to be good. And things are going to start selling again. When things are selling in high volumes and dealerships are not having a hard time selling cars, the discounts are not going to be as attractive. Right now, we're getting in a situation that things are really slowing down and these dealerships are having a hard time moving inventory. And that's when you're going to start seeing good deals. That's when you're going to have the power to negotiate more and the dealerships will start taking you more serious. And I'm just showing you this again as the Silverado. I wanted to use the car as an example. You can look for any car and there's deals out there. There's deals out there on minivans, on SUVs, on sedans, convertibles, whatever you're looking for in the market, there's deals, even exotics. Prices are coming down and there's deals. So there's an opportunity to get a good deal. I'm just using this one. This is a good deal in my opinion. I also had found another one that I could just show you for those that are into trucks, and it was lifted. Let me see. So Auto Trader, go back. Oops. I went back too much, but that's fine. I'm going to reset it because the years that my friend was looking for was 22 and up. So this gives me an opportunity not to see trucks that are older than that. And then I could hopefully, see, if it's still available, even show you this one. Now, some of you, I hate when I got to refresh it. Now, some of you may not be familiar with this. Some of you may. There's a package out there called the Black Widow and the Rocky Ridge that they do on trucks. These trucks brand new are like $80,000, $90,000. What they do basically, they'll take, let's say a Ford F-150 XLT Sport 4x4. They'll take that truck and then they'll put this Rocky Ridge package on it, which is a 6-inch lift usually with like 20-inch rims on 35s. And they'll put the flare fenders on it. Sometimes they change the grill. They'll put cat skin leather seats with like the diamond stitching. They'll make it really nice. And this package is anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000, depending on how crazy they go on the truck. And then they sell it and the dealerships mark it up, right? They got to make a profit. So they mark it up a lot. It's like $80,000, $90,000. And some, there's people out there, guys and girls that go and buy these trucks at those prices and they get rid of them with very low mileage, 10, 5, low, a year old, and they take a huge hit. Because usually when you trade in a car, they're just going to look up your VIN, the year, the mileage, and see what it's going for at the auction. And that's pretty much what they're going to give you. That's why usually when you put accessories and stuff on your cars, usually the dealership's not going to give you any money for that. They might say, oh, we'll give you an extra $500 or whatever, but they're not going to give you really anything that you put into a car. So this Rocky Ridge package, usually you don't get much out of it. You get so the original person gonna get a big hit on it. I found one for a great deal. I found, let me see if I can. It's a Black Widow, and hopefully it stops acting so silly. Because sometimes when you do go back to this page, there we go. It did work. Okay, I just have to refresh the page, which I did. All right. So let's see if it's still available. Let's see. And if you don't believe me, you can go on Auto Trader. You can look at brand new Rocky Ridges, Black Widows, and you'll see what they go for new. And you can compare this one that I'm about to show you. And perfect. It's actually right next to the one in Lexus. It's reduced. This is a 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST, right? And it's at the Land Rover dealership. I already checked out this truck. Good Carfax, one owner, 13,000 miles, low mileage. and they want 45. To me, that, in my opinion, that's a great deal. A lot of new trucks right now, they're going 45, and it's basically their entry-level four-door. If you're getting it brand new, this is an RST, which is not their entry-level Silverado truck, and it has the Black Widow package, which is going to be the 6-inch lift. These rims are probably 22s. I'm not 100% sure on that. They could be 20s, probably 22s. You got the electric side steps. You got the leather seats. I mean, you got a ton of options. Now, I know somebody's going to leave comments, oh, that's overpriced. Oh, my 20-year-old truck just does the job. Well, that's great for you. But not everyone wants to have a 20-year-old truck that's paid off. Some of us want to buy a brand new truck. Some of us have the means to go buy a brand new truck and pay it cash. You know, not everyone's in the same situation. A lot of us make comments based on your situation, not realizing there's people that are not in your shoes. There's people that are doing great right now. There's people right now that are not doing well right now. And obviously, if you're not in a situation that you can buy a car right now, then I understand. You're probably not going to have anything positive to say, but there are people in the car market right now. And if you are, prices have come down. This is not a bad time. You're going to have some negotiating power. Matter of fact, if you're going to the car dealership and they're saying they're not willing to work with you, leave. Because you got a bunch of car dealerships, and trust me, a lot of them are willing to negotiate with you. So if you're at one, they're not willing to negotiate with you right now. They got a bunch of fees on the car that are ridiculous, but at least in my opinion, they're ridiculous, like paint protections and, oh, we put nitrogen in the tire, and they want to charge you a bunch of money for all these things that you don't really need. I would leave. Now, some of you may say, oh, I really want that paint protection. I really want the nitrogen. I really want, the seat protection on there. Okay, if you want all that and you're willing to pay, their markups, and that's fine. But I'm not. And I don't think it's smart to, but that's obviously a personal decision. That's my opinion. They'll charge you for window tint. You can a lot of times go get it done for half the cost. The dealership's going to give you window tint. They're going to probably get the cheapest film. They're going to do, the bare minimum. They're going to really charge you when you could get it for less and get better film, most likely, right? You get to pick your percentage. So I'd rather just get it done myself and save money and not finance that in the deal. Not finance stuff that at the end of the day, when I go trade it in, they're not going to give me anything for it. So I want to get the best deal possible. Those are some tips for you. Hey, if you're at a car dealership and you're like, hey, this truck's kind of expensive, or a car or whatever vehicle you're looking at, and you're seeing that they're telling you, oh, well, it has nitrogen in the tires. We put a paint protection coating on there. We put this clear little thing around the door handle so you don't scratch the paint. Those little clear things get so ugly over time. They get a bunch of mildew. They get all black if you're going to keep the car long term. So those things are junk, in my opinion. And all those protections, I don't think you're really going to benefit from it. So I stay away from them. I don't like it on my car loan. I don't like it on the car. I don't want to pay for that stuff because I don't see the value in it. And that's my opinion. I don't think you really need it. I get it. Dealerships do it to make profits, but they don't sell it to you. They force it on you. Say, oh, the car already has it. Well, I didn't ask for it. No one went over these options with me to see if I want it. And that I hate. I hate when I understand it's a business and you got to make money. So I'm okay you presenting things to me and giving me the option to decline or accept. But if you're not giving me that option, then I feel like you're forcing it on me. And I hate that. I hate that right off the bat. And since I know me, since I'm a car guy and I tend to not keep cars long, I'm definitely not going to benefit because if you buy a car, it shouldn't fade in 2 or 3 years. The paint should not go bad. The paint should stay looking great. You can go right now on Auto Trader and look at cars that are 3-4 years old and the paint looks fine. If your paint's going bad in 2 or 3 years, I don't know what happened with that car that you bought. Something from the manufactured went wrong because your paint shouldn't be going bad that quickly. But again, if you want to get it. But those are some tips. Negotiate those things off to get a better deal. And now you're going to be in a situation where you can, because again, dealerships are not selling. Back in COVID, they tell you go kick rocks. They'll say, I will sell this car right away to the next person. They weren't even being that nice because they were selling cars left and right. Now they're not like that anymore. Right now, they're going to be like, oh no, come back. Let's see what we can do. Why? Because they're not moving cars. Now they're a little desperate. So this is a good opportunity for those of you that do need to get a car. Hopefully, if you are thinking about getting a car, you found this video helpful. And I showed you some of the ways now you can start search for vehicles, some of the things I do. If you could do me a big favor, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I got some links in the description box if you want to check out. I really appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next one.